Smith's Group has car care products for you. The Ultimate Maguire's Pack and the new line Extreme Performance range. To win these great products, just go to v8.co.nz and hit win stuff. It's time for our weekly muscle car report from the Muscle Car Masters at Eastern Creek. For those that were around to remember it, the years 73 to 84 marked the reign of the Australian Group C category. C probably stood for cool because it created some of the most memorable Australian race cars, until 1985 when Group A came along and for everyone. But that's only my opinion. Here's a cool Group C car.
They came up for sale back in the late 90s. A gentleman had been running it in Group C probably for about 3 or 4 years. He decided he couldn't do it anymore, so we got it and did a full ground-up restoration on it. And the category's pretty well, come ahead leaps and bounds since then, and of course the car has too. Bob Muir built it. It was built out of an ex-police chaser. He built it and got the Army Reserve sponsorship back in the period. They built it to do Bathurst 81, 80 and 81, and the Australian Touring Car rounds within that period. The Army Reserve came along to all the meetings, supplied the marquees and basically the logistics to help get the car around, and a support crew. And the Army Reserve used it as a promotional exercise, which I believe was very, very well done. The main thing is it's been restored back to what it was, and it's now a piece of permanent history. And it's getting reasonable results, and the Army Reserve, they're getting back involved in it again. It's a 351 Cleveland. You can only use the original standard manifold or one that was homologated. Camshaft is free so long as it's not a roller cam. You can't do any cylinder head work. So they are very restrictive on what you can get out of them. You're probably at the flywheel, putting out about 480 horsepower. Top-loaded gearbox, triple plate clutch. Unlike a lot of the cars, me being getting one of the older drivers, it's got power steering, which suits me right down to the ground. Used to move around, there's a slide, very little downforce. They're just an exciting car to watch, particularly in the hands of the right people. I think the first year we were here, we had about 30 starters. We've got 48 this weekend, and there's probably another dozen cars that normally run with us that I can think of that aren't here, so it's getting bigger all the time.
The amazing sound and big body kits of Group C will forever live in the minds of race car fans in Australasia. And with genuine race examples selling for somewhere between $2 and $7 gajillion, they're pretty hard to come by. But if you've only got half a gajillion to spend, you could always build a replica.
Yeah, look, been going on for a couple of years now. I just wanted to get it right, as close to the original Brock car as possible. And we got permission from HDT to actually build it. So we got all the decal stickers from them. It's a 355 stroker with a quad Weber setup and 5-speed Tremec. She's actually road registered with the roll cage and everything, so it's all been engineered, and yeah, it's something which a bit of advertising for the website and have a bit of fun. We've got the Cobra, build number 86, genuine Falcon Cobra, and been dressed up like the race car since it was 3 months old. Previous owner did all the work. I've just loved it and maintained it.
So without paying a huge premium for the history, you too can get out on track and feel like Peter Brock. It's Sunday, and we're heading into race 3 of the Kiwi Central Muscle Cars. On their second visit to Eastern Creek, the Kiwi cars have made a huge impression with the fans and competitors alike, with some of the Aussie racers even threatening to come and race on our side of the ditch.
The Aussie boys have talked about it a little bit, they're bringing a few guys over. We'd welcome them with open arms, It'd be fantastic if we could put that together. I'd love to see it, but yeah, watch the space. We believe, for our era of people, that we produce good close racing, it's noisy, and we produce good fields of good-looking cars. So we believe it's a great thing, and the crowd certainly come out at Eastern Creek to support that.
And as we blast away from the grid in race 3, we jump on board with our favourite Aussie, Paul Stubber, who's making good on his promise to bring his Camaro across to New Zealand and race in the upcoming Central Muscle Car Series. And how cool is it going to be to see this guy take on the best of the Kiwis in his signature sideways style? Back to the racing, and on lap 1, Shane Wixton suddenly found himself driving an HQ tricycle when the rim collapsed. Stubber, meanwhile, pulled out a huge lead, chased hard by Paul Sinclair and Bruce Anderson in the 69 Mustang. Further back in the pack, it was Peter Brock, or rather his stunt double Ross Golding, having some fun in his VK Commodore Brock replica. A distributor meltdown caused the end for Bruce Anderson, with the aluminium small block consigned to the bin. Back near the front, John Colborne was putting some serious heat on Paul Sinclair. But it was Stubber's day as he raced away to a huge lead and took maximum points. Paul Sinclair edged out a determined John Colborne by only 0.3 of a second at the line, while Shane Wigston rued the gear failure that put him out on lap 1.
God, there's no drive in the room.
Paul said you, I thought, oh, you Paul Kiwi Killer Stubber. He's out there really quick in his new car. The other Paul Sinclair, he's not far away on pace. Got a bit of rear end grip problem, I think, by the sound of it. Obviously Shane Wigston in the background here, very quick, had a rim break in that race there, and he's as quick as Paul Stubber. John Colburn in there as well. So those four, I think, Bruce Anderson in the Mustang had a bit of a problem in that race. So hopefully he makes it out for the rest of the afternoon.
Unfortunately, Bruce wouldn't make it back out as the engine was determined to be NFG. On next week's show, we take a look at Vern Muller's XC Cobra, and we reunite Bruce Anderson with the 1985 Group A Mustang, built and raced in New Zealand by he and brother Wayne, and best known for their 1985 and 1986 privateer assaults at Bathurst. The car is now fully restored and residing in Australia in the hands of expat Kiwi Brett Madron. And we profile two seriously cool Australian race cars, the GIO Walkinshaw Commodore and the ex-Alan Grumpy Grice STP V8 Group C Commodore. Check out the 74 HQ sedan just like Grandad used to have. Although this one has 1900 horsepower and was built just to do this. It's coming to New Zealand for Power Cruise, and it's our cover car of the new issue, on sale Monday. Also featuring a beautiful rear Pontiac GTO Judge. Full coverage of the Muscle Car Masters from Eastern Creek, and in-depth coverage from the Father's Day drags. And all this fun on NZV8TV has been brought to you by Smiths Group, suppliers of leading automotive brands. And NAC Insurance, not quite standard? Well, neither are they. Check them out on nac.co.nz. The official lap record holder at Bathurst, Greg Murphy, you say? No, he didn't do that lap in a race, so it doesn't count. It's Jamie Whincup with a 208.4651.